Ready to migrate from Squarespace to Shopify but don't know where to start? I've personally completed this migration multiple times and I'm about to show you the streamlined process that actually works. And I'll show you how I converted this Squarespace website into Shopify using this method. Most people approach this migration completely wrong. They think it's either gonna cost them thousands of dollars in developer fees, or they assume they'll have to rebuild their entire site from scratch and lose everything. Now I'm gonna show you my step-by-step system for transferring everything. Your complete product catalog, the customer database, the order history, the reviews, all of it moves over smoothly without any data logged. So if you're ready to finally make that happen, let's dive right in. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is log into our existing Squarespace website. And once you're logged in, as you can see, I'm in the dashboard. You should see this, and this is where you want to be. So I'll take you through migrating everything from this site. As you can see, this is my current site. It's just a template with some orders and products that I'm going to transfer over to Shopify. Then next, if you don't already have a Shopify account, you're gonna need to get one. For this, I got the link down in the description below, and if you use that link, you get access to 3 months of Shopify for just $1 per month. If you use that link, it really helps support the channel and gets you a better deal. As you can see, I created my new Blanco Shopify account as well with nothing on it, which is ready for the transfer. Then next up, we're going to use a tool called Cart to Cart for the migration. And this is hands down the best migration tool I've found for moving stores between different platforms. Go to cart2cart.com, I'll leave a link down in the description, and once you're there, we can enter the correct migration information. So I'm going to select Squarespace right here as the source, and then for the target, I'm going to leave it like this with Shopify. Then we can click on free demo right here, and then fill in our email address. After that, we can click try free demo now again, and now it's going to ask our role. Now there are 3 options. Most of us will be just a store owner, but obviously if you're an agency or freelancer, click on those. I'll select store owner. Now we have 3 options once again. We can, number 1, follow the migration wizard. We can let the team assist us by migrating the store, and we can calculate our prices. Now, as I'm going to show you how to do this anyway, we're going to simply follow the migration wizard. So click start free demo. Then right here at the top, we can see there are basically 4 steps. The first step is connecting the source store, which will be Squarespace. Then we connect the target store, which is Shopify. Then we select all the entities, so the products, the coupons, orders, reviews, everything that we want to transfer. So first, let's actually link our Squarespace account. So for this, we want to enter in our domain name, which you can simply find by going to your site, obviously. Go back to Cart2Cart and paste it in, and then log in with your admin email and password. So I just filled it in, and then we click on next step, and now Squarespace is gonna make the connection with Cart2Cart right here. And in case you're wondering, Cart2Cart is safe. It's been around for many years and they're not gonna look at your data. So there we go. Now the source store setup has been completed, and now we need to link with Shopify. And for this, we need to install the Cart2Cart app. So what I would recommend, simply open up Shopify in a new page. Then at the top, we can type in Cart2Cart like that, and then it should already show, which it does, store migration app. Then it's gonna bring us to the app installation page. We click on install, and from here we click on install once again. And then now we want to select I have a Cart2Cart account already, and we want to log in with our email and password. And if you just created your Cart2Cart account, it should have sent it to your email. So I received it as well. If I open my email from Cart2Cart, you can see right here, I have the email and the password, which I'm going to fill in right here. So now that we've done that, we click on sign in and connect. And now as you can see, it logged us in and it shows us the existing migration from Squarespace to Shopify. So we click go to migration wizard. And now as we can see, we can click continue migration. And now Shopify should have linked as well. We select our store domain name, which is the first one usually. This is just the default store domain that Shopify creates for your store. Then we click next step. And now also Shopify has been linked successfully. From here, we can select all the entities. And as you can see, within the demo, you get 10 per entity. For example, we can select products, customers, we can select blogs, also coupons if you have them. And as I said before, my Squarespace store is very plain. There's not a lot on there. I just made this for another tutorial video, but if you would have a lot of orders, a lot of products, or a lot of other entities, they would have shown here. So select whatever you want to transfer for this demo. Then we click on next. And then right here, we can do another few things, which is first of all, clear the current data on the target store, which means right now the Shopify store right here is completely empty. It's plain. We just created this. If you have data on this already, you can select this button and it will clear the site before migration. Then what I would recommend, which they recommend as well, is creating 301 redirects and also migrating the source store categories into Shopify automatic collections. The other ones are optional. I would just recommend you to read them through thoroughly and make that decision based on your own preferences. Then we click Start Migration, and this is the demo migration. And the reason why this is so important for this demo is to see if this migration and the link between our Squarespace store and Shopify has been successful. And as you can see now, it's gonna transfer, and this is gonna take a couple of moments. Okay, there we go. As we can see now, the migration has been successful for the demo products. And as we can see as well now, if we take a look at our products, for example, in a new page on Shopify, they should be all here, which they are. As you can see, all the sandals, all the shoe products that we had on Squarespace have been migrated. We can see all the images, the pricing, the sizing, everything has been transferred, which is great, which means that this migration has been successful. Also the categories, the post. We didn't have that much on this site, but I can show them as well when we go to, for example, our collections. Right here you can see that they have been added as well. Now that this is complete, we can start setting up the full migration. This is where you will see all the details and the pricing options, and you might also see the insurance plan option. This protects you against failed or corrupted migrations. For example, if you select the first plan, it gives you a free migration within 14 days for about 9% of the extra cost, and I usually recommend this just for a peace of mind. And here all the entities will be listed. As I said before, this is quite a small store, so I won't have that many products. And right here as well the additional options, and this is where you can see the pricing. For this specific store it will be just under $200, and I have a $25 discount by using the link down in the description. So review all the settings one more time, then confirm it, and then start the full migration by clicking right here. And through here you can then do the order through Shopify. Once this transfer is complete, we now have all the data points of our store on Shopify. However, this is all information just for a backend, and Car2Car does an amazing job transferring these things, but it doesn't migrate your storefront design. Because if we now take a look at our online store on Shopify, we can see the products have been added, and we see that everything will be working from the backend, but as you can see, it's different from the front end. And this is because Squarespace and Shopify use completely different templates, systems and design structures. So the homepage, the theme, the layout, the colors, the fonts, there's no way to automatically migrate these to a different website builder. Now, basically you have two options here. You can either open the editor inside Shopify right here and then design and add the themes, the logo, the fonts, everything yourself manually. This can work if you have the time and design skills, but it's quite time consuming. But here is what I would actually recommend. I would recommend opening Fiverr. This is what I do all the time, and hire a Shopify designer to clone your Squarespace store design. And I've done this multiple times, and it's honestly the best option. You can search for something like Shopify web design or Squarespace to Shopify migration and click search, and then you'll find tons of freelancers who specialize in exactly this, cloning your site into Shopify. And the cost typically ranges from $50 to $100 for simple designs and up to maybe $300 for more complex or highly customized sites. I usually give them access into my Squarespace account, obviously, to look at the design thoroughly, and also give them editor access inside Shopify where they can actually apply and make the design. Now within a few days I have a perfect replica that often looks better than the original. Then once your data is migrated and your store has been set up, there are just a few things you need to set up manually inside Shopify, but these are pretty straightforward. First of all, you need to configure the payment methods. For that you can go to settings at the left bottom, then right here you can find payments, and then just like on Squarespace, Shopify has a dedicated Shopify payments platform, which is really solid. You can simply go through the process right here. It has all the major payment options out there like credit card, PayPal, Visa, anything like that. And we also obviously have the shipping, taxes, and delivery information. And in this video, I'm not diving too deep into these things, but there are plenty of tutorials on YouTube showing exactly how to set this up, and it's not too different from Squarespace. And once everything is set up and tested on the Shopify site, you can start closing your Squarespace website. But I always recommend keeping both stores running for at least a week or two while you make sure everything is working perfectly on your new site on Shopify. And that is pretty much it. You've successfully migrated your entire Squarespace site to Shopify. The whole process from data migration to design recreation usually takes about a week if you hire someone to handle the design for you. Again, for all the software I used, I'll leave links down in the description, and they help support the channel with no extra cost to you. If you found this tutorial helpful, please leave a like. See you next time and have a good day.